My sister slept with my boyfriend, got pregnant, and my parents took out a loan on our family home to fund their wedding. 5 years later, I bought that same house at auction. But what I did next shocked everyone and exposed the truth they tried to bury. I'm Amelia Harper, 32, scraping by as a freelance journalist in Tacoma, Washington. I pitch articles to magazines, chase late payments, and try to keep my head above water. It's not glamorous, but it's mine. Or it was, until everything unraveled. I live with my parents, Grace and Robert, in their split-level house on a quiet street. It's temporary, I tell myself, saves money while I build my career, but being back in my childhood bedroom with its faded floral wallpaper feels like a step backward. My sister Scarlett doesn't have that problem. She's 26, a barista at a hip coffee shop downtown, and somehow she's the golden child. Always has been. Growing up, Scarlett could do no wrong. She crashed Dad's car at 17. They bought her a new one. I forgot my lines in the school play. Mom sighed, "Why can't you be more like your sister?" It stung then, and it stings now. Scarlett's got this charm, big laugh, bigger smile that makes people forgive her anything. Me? I'm the reliable one, the one who pays bills on time, remembers birthdays, and cleans up messes. Guess which one gets the applause? It's not like I hate Scarlett. She's my sister. I love her, even when she drives me up the wall. But lately, something's been off. I can't shake this feeling, like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Maybe it's because of Ethan, my boyfriend. We've been together for 2 years. He's a landscaper, all calloused hands and easy grins. He's not perfect, but he's mine. Or so I thought. It was Labor Day weekend, one of those sticky September days where the air smells like charcoal and sunscreen. My parents threw their annual barbecue, the kind where neighbors spill onto the lawn with Solo cups and potato salad. I was helping Mom in the kitchen, chopping onions for burgers, when I heard Scarlett's laugh from the backyard. That laugh, it's like a siren, pulling everyone in. I glanced out the window. There she was, leaning close to Ethan by the grill, tossing her hair, his head tilted back, laughing at something she said. Her hand brushed his arm. Not once. Twice. My stomach twisted. Was I seeing things? I wiped my hands on a dish towel and stepped outside, forcing a smile. "Hey, what's so funny?" I asked, sliding next to Ethan. Scarlett grinned, all teeth. "Oh, just Ethan's terrible dad jokes. You didn't tell me he's such a comedian, Amelia." Ethan shrugged, flipping a burger. "She's exaggerating." But his eyes didn't meet mine. I stood there, feeling like an intruder at my own party. Scarlett kept talking, something about a customer at the coffee shop, but I wasn't listening. I was watching her. The way he angled her body toward him, the way he didn't pull away. Am I crazy? I asked myself later, rinsing plates in the sink. Ethan loves me. Scarlett's just Scarlett. She flirts with everyone. It's her thing. But that night, as I lay in bed, I couldn't stop replaying it. Her hand on his arm, his laugh, my parents' voices drifted from downstairs, praising Scarlett's energy at the party. "She lights up a room," Mom said. I pulled the pillow over my head. The next morning, I tried to shake it off. I had deadlines, emails piling up, but at breakfast, Scarlett breezed in, late as usual, grabbing a muffin from my plate. "Morning, sis," she chirped. I forced a smile. "You were all over Ethan yesterday," I said, keeping my voice light. "What's up with that?" She rolled her eyes, tossing her hair. "God, Amelia, chill. It's not like I'm stealing your boyfriend. We were just talking." Her tone was sharp, like I'd accused her of robbery. Maybe I had. "Just back off, okay?" I said, quieter than I meant. "Whatever." She laughed, but it didn't reach her eyes. She left for work, leaving her coffee mug for me to clean up. Typical. I thought about telling Mom. She was in the living room, knitting a scarf for Scarlett's birthday. "Mom, can we talk?" I started, sitting across from her. "It's about Scarlett and Ethan. I saw them at the barbecue and—" "Amelia," she cut me off, not looking up. "Don't start. Scarlett's just friendly. You know how she is." Her needles clicked, steady as a metronome. "You're always so sensitive." Sensitive. That word again, like I'm the problem for noticing. "I'm not making it up," I said, my voice tighter. It felt wrong. She sighed, setting her knitting down. "You want to ruin a nice weekend over nothing? Let it go, honey. Ethan's a good guy. He's with you." Her smile was thin, like she was humoring me. I nodded, swallowing the lump in my throat. What else could I do? Dad was no help. He'd just grunt and change the subject. So I went back to my laptop, tried to focus on a pitch about local farmers markets. But my mind kept drifting. Scarlett's laugh. Ethan's averted eyes. Mom's dismissal. By midweek, I was a mess. I texted Ethan to grab dinner, hoping to clear the air. He was late, blaming a client meeting. When he showed up, his smile felt forced. "You okay?" I asked, picking at my fries at the diner. "Yeah, just tired," he said, barely looking up from his phone. I wanted to ask about Scarlett, but the words stuck. What if I was wrong? What if I pushed him away? That night I lay awake again, staring at the ceiling. My family's always been like this. Scarlett's the star, I'm the stagehand. But Ethan was supposed to be different. He was supposed to be mine. So why did it feel like I was losing him? Why did it feel like Scarlett was winning? Like always. I didn't know it then, but I was right to worry. That barbecue wasn't just a bad day. It was the beginning of the end. I trusted him. I trusted her. How stupid was I? That barbecue left a bad taste, but I kept telling myself it was nothing, just my imagination running wild. I wanted to believe it, needed to, but deep down I knew something was wrong. Like a splinter you can't see, but still feel. It was 3 weeks later when it all came crashing down. He left his phone on the kitchen counter. We were at his apartment, cooking tacos, pretending everything was fine. He stepped out to grab beer from the corner store, and there it was, buzzing. A text lit up the screen. From her. "Miss you, can't wait for tonight." My hands went cold. I stared at it, heart pounding. Was this real? I swiped no passcode, messages going back months. Flirty emojis, plans to meet. Her saying she'll never know. My knees buckled. I sank onto a stool, scrolling, each word slicing deeper. They'd been sneaking around, for months, behind my back, at the diner, at her place, even in our family's garage once. I felt sick. How could they? How could she? My own sister. And him, he'd been lying to my face, kissing me, acting like nothing was wrong. I wanted to scream, to smash the phone, but I just sat there, frozen. The door clicked open. He walked in, beers in hand, and stopped dead when he saw me. "What's this?" I held up the phone, voice shaking. His face went pale. "It's not what you think," he stammered, setting the cans down. "Not what I think? Really?" I snapped. "Because it looks like you've been screwing my sister." He flinched, running a hand through his hair. "It just happened. I didn't mean for it. Didn't mean it." I was yelling now. "How do you accidentally sleep with someone for months?" He didn't answer, just stared at the floor. I threw the phone at him, not hard, but it skidded across the counter. "How long, Ethan?" Tell me. He mumbled something about summer, his voice barely audible. Summer. That was before the barbecue, before all those nights I thought we were okay. I grabbed my keys, my purse, anything to get out of there. He called after me, "Wait, let's talk." Talk? There was nothing left to say. I drove straight to her coffee shop, tears blurring the road. She was behind the counter, steaming milk, laughing with a customer. Like everything was normal, I stormed in, not caring who heard. "We need to talk now." Her eyes widened, but she played it cool, wiping her hands on her apron. "Can it wait?" "I'm working." "No, it can't," I said, voice low but sharp. She sighed, told her coworker she'd be back, and followed me to the alley out back. The air smelled like garbage and coffee grounds. Fitting. "What's your problem?" she asked, crossing her arms. My problem? I saw the texts, I said. You and him. Months, Scarlett, months. Her face changed, less smug, more panicked. I didn't mean to hurt you, she said, voice wobbling. It just happened. Then stop saying that, I shouted. You don't just hook up with your sister's boyfriend. I was shaking, fists clenched. Why? Why him? Why me? She started crying, big, messy tears. I'm sorry, okay? I'm pregnant, Amelia. I didn't plan this. Pregnant. The word hit like a brick. I stepped back, dizzy. What? She nodded, sniffling. 3 months. It's his. I swear I didn't mean for it to go this far. I couldn't breathe. Pregnant? My sister, with his kid? I wanted to scream, to shake her, to make it not true. But it was. I could see it in her red-rimmed eyes. I don't remember driving home. The house was quiet when I walked in, just the hum of the fridge. Mom was at the dining table sorting coupons. Dad was in his recliner watching football. Normal. Like my world wasn't imploding. I stood there, numb, until Mom looked up. Honey, you okay? I said, voice flat. I'm not. I told them everything, the texts, the affair, the baby. Mom's face crumpled. Dad muted the TV, staring at his hands. I waited for them to be angry, to take my side. Instead, Mom said, "Oh, sweetheart, this is complicated." Complicated? What's complicated? I asked, sharper than I meant. She slept with my boyfriend. She's pregnant. How is that complicated? Mom sighed, folding her hands. She's having a baby, Amelia. That changes things. We need to think about what's best for her, for the child. I laughed, bitter and loud. Best for her. What about me? Dad finally spoke, voice low. You're strong, kiddo. You'll get through this. Strong? I didn't feel strong. I felt like I was drowning. So that's it? I said. You're choosing her? Nobody's choosing, Mom said, but her eyes said different. We need to keep the family together. They're getting married, we're helping with the wedding. The house is already... She stopped, but I knew. They'd taken out a loan, put the house up as collateral. For her. I stared at them, my parents, the people who raised me. Who were they? You're okay with this? I asked, voice breaking. With her stealing my life. Mom reached for my hand, but I pulled back. You don't understand, she said. You'll see, in time. See what, that I didn't matter? I turned and walked upstairs, slamming my door. My room felt smaller, suffocating. I sank onto the bed, head in my hands. My sister, my boyfriend, my parents, they'd all betrayed me. How do you even process that? I wanted to burn it all down, to make them feel what I'd felt. But I didn't. I just sat there, alone, wondering how my life had turned into this nightmare. I thought if I screamed loud enough they'd hear me. They didn't. After that night, finding those texts, hearing about the baby, I couldn't stay quiet. I couldn't just swallow it like always. My chest was tight, like I'd been holding my breath for days. I needed them to see what they'd done, to feel it. Him, thank God, wasn't there. I couldn't have handled his face. I set my fork down. My hands shook, but my voice didn't. We need to talk. Mom glanced up, wary. About what, honey? Like she didn't know. Like we were just eating dinner, not sitting on a bomb. About her, I said, nodding at my sister across the table. And him. And how you're all acting like this is fine. Her eyes went wide, then teary. Classic move. Please, she said, voice small. I didn't mean to hurt you. Didn't mean it? I laughed, sharp and ugly. You slept with my boyfriend. You're having his kid. And you didn't mean it. My voice cracked. I hated that. I wanted to be steel, not glass. Mom put her hand on mine. Let's not do this now, I yanked away. When then? When you're throwing her a baby shower? When they're married in our backyard? The room went quiet. Just the clock ticking. Too loud. She started crying, big sobbing gulps. I'm sorry, okay? I love him. And the baby, it's not the baby's fault. Love him? My stomach turned. You love him, I repeated, slow, like I could make it make sense. You've known him for months. I was with him for years. Years, I was shouting now, standing, my chair scraping the floor. Enough. Mom's voice cut through, sharp. You're tearing this family apart, Amelia. Me? I froze, staring at her. My mother, the one who taught me to tie my shoes, to write thank you notes, she was looking at me like I was the villain. I'm tearing it apart, I said, quieter now, dangerous. She sleeps with my boyfriend. You're bankrolling their wedding, and I'm the problem. Dad finally looked up, eyes tired. It's not that simple. There's a child involved. A child, always the child. Like I didn't matter? Like my heart wasn't bleeding out on their linoleum floor? So that's it? I asked, voice shaking. You're choosing her again? Nobody's choosing, Mom said. But it was a lie. I saw it in her tight lips, her quick glance at my sister. We're doing what's right for everyone. Right for everyone? What about me? I wanted to flip the table, to make them feel this pain. Instead, I laughed. Bitter. Broken. You know what? I walked out of the dining room, their voices trailing after me. Come back, Mom called. Don't be like this. My sister sobbed louder, playing the victim, as always. Dad said nothing. Upstairs, I locked my door. My room felt like a cage. Pictures on the wall, us as kids, smiling, clueless. I tore them down, hands trembling. Who were these people? My family? They didn't know me. I sat on the bed, head in my hands. What now? Stay here, watch them plan her wedding? Smile while they built a nursery in my house? No, I couldn't. I wouldn't. I pulled out my suitcase, started throwing in clothes. Jeans, sweaters, whatever I could grab. My laptop, my notebooks, my life. I was shaking, crying, but I didn't stop. I couldn't stay in this house, this lie. By midnight, my car was packed. I didn't leave a note. What was there to say? I drove, no plan, just away. Ended up in Portland, crashing with a friend from college. She didn't ask too many questions, just handed me a blanket and a beer. You'll be okay, she said. I didn't believe her, but I nodded. The next day, I blocked their numbers. All of them. Mom, Dad, her, him. My phone felt lighter, but I didn't. I kept seeing Mom's face, accusing me of tearing us apart. Her tears, fake or not, I couldn't tell. Dad's silence, louder than any words. I hated them. I hated myself for still wanting their love. I found a coffee shop job to pay the bills while I pitched articles. Slowly, I got freelance gigs, small ones, but enough to eat. I started therapy too, spilling my guts to a woman who nodded and scribbled notes. You're grieving, she said. Grieving? They weren't dead. But maybe she was right. I was grieving the family I thought I had, the life I thought was mine. Nights were the worst. I'd lie awake, replaying that dinner. Could I have said something different, made them see me? No. They'd made their choice. I was alone now, and it hurt like hell. But I wasn't going back. Not ever. I'd build something new, something they couldn't touch. I didn't know how, but I'd figure it out. Because if I didn't, what was left of me? I didn't come back for revenge. Or maybe I did. 5 years is a long time to carry a wound, but it's also enough to build something new. I'd clawed my way up, articles published, a small apartment, even a savings account that didn't laugh at me. Portland had been good to me, a fresh start. But when a friend texted about my parents' house, it stirred something. A chance, not to fix things, too late for that, but to take back what was mine. The message was short. The bank was foreclosing. They'd defaulted, couldn't keep up after borrowing against the house for her wedding. Her big day, their big mistake. I stared at the words, heart racing. Was this real? I called the friend, got the details. Auction next month, numbers nobody else wanted. I had enough saved, just barely. I could do this. I could own it. I didn't tell anyone. Not my therapist, not my friends. This was mine to carry. I drove up on a gray morning, stomach knotted. The auction was quick, clinical. A bored guy in a suit rattled off bids. I raised my hand, voice steady. Nobody outbid me. When the gavel fell, I owned it. Their house. I could have stopped there, let them find out from the bank, packed their bags in shame. But I wanted to see their faces. I wanted them to know it was me. So I drove to the house, parked across the street. It looked smaller, faded paint, overgrown lawn. 5 years hadn't been kind. Neither had I. I knocked, eviction notice folded in my pocket. Mom answered, apron on, flower on her cheek. She froze, eyes wide. You, she whispered, like I was a ghost. Maybe I was. Can I come in? I asked, voice flat. She nodded, stepping aside. Dad was in the living room, reading the paper. She was there too, on the couch, scrolling her phone. Her hair was shorter, face tired. What's this about? Dad asked, folding his paper. I didn't sit. Didn't want to get comfortable. I bought the house, I said, pulling out the notice. It's mine now. You have 30 days to move out. The room went still. Mom gasped, hand to her mouth. My sister dropped her phone, staring. Dad's jaw tightened, but he didn't speak. You what? My sister said, voice shrill. You can't do that. I met her eyes, calm as ice. I already did. I slid the paper across the coffee table, official, stamped, undeniable. Mom started crying, soft at first, then louder. How could you? She choked out. This is our home. How could I? I almost laughed. You took out a loan for her wedding, I said, nodding at my sister. You bet the house on her. You lost. My voice didn't waver, but inside I was shaking. Was I cruel? Maybe, but they'd been crueler, hadn't they? 5 years ago, they chose her. Now I was choosing me. My sister stood, fists clenched. You're punishing us. We're family. Family? The word burned. Family? I repeated low. You stopped being that when you took everything from me. I turned to Mom, then Dad. You backed her up. You let it happen. This is what happens when you pick sides. Dad finally spoke, voice rough. We didn't mean to hurt you. Oh, too late for that. Doesn't matter, I said. 30 days. That's it. I turned to go, but my sister grabbed my arm. Please, she begged, tears streaming. I know I messed up. I'm sorry. Don't do this. I looked at her hand, then her face. Part of me wanted to forgive her, to hug her like when we were kids. But that part was small, buried under years of hurt. Sorry doesn't fix it, I said, pulling free. Figure it out. I walked to the door, their voices rising behind me, Mom's sobs, my sister's pleas, Dad's muttering. I didn't look back. Outside, I leaned against my car, breathing hard. The notice was gone, but my hands still felt heavy. I'd done it. I'd won. So why did my chest ache? I drove to a diner, ordered coffee I didn't drink, and stared out the window. People walked by, normal lives, normal problems. Not me. I'd just kicked my family out of their home. Who does that? I thought about keeping the house, fixing it up, living there to spite them. But every room would scream memories. Her laughing with him, Mom's excuses, Dad's silence. I didn't want it. I wanted them to face what they'd done, but I didn't want their ghosts. So what now? That night, alone in a motel, I Googled the house's value. Decent, even run down. I could sell it, pocket the cash, move on. But something stopped me. I kept seeing Mom's tears, real or not. My sister's desperation. Dad's defeat. I hated them, but I didn't want to be them. Bitter. Stuck. I wanted to be free. I wasn't sure what I'd do next, but I knew one thing. I'd come too far to let them pull me back. This wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about closing a door. For good. I thought owning their house would fix me. It didn't. Slamming that eviction notice down felt like a win. Sharp. Clean. final. But driving away, my hands shook. I'd hurt them, sure, but the ache in my chest didn't go away. Revenge isn't the bandage you think it is. For 30 days I waited, wondering what they'd do. Would they fight? Beg? Disappear? I wasn't sure what I wanted. Maybe I just wanted to feel whole again. A week later, my phone buzzed. Her. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Her voice was small, not the usual spark. "Can we meet?" she asked. "Please, just hear me out." I wanted to say no, to hang up and keep my walls high. But I was tired of carrying the anger, the hurt. "Fine," I said. We met at a diner, same one I'd gone to after the auction. She looked worn, hair pulled back, no makeup, her hands fidgeted with a napkin, shredding it to bits. "I'm sorry," she started, eyes on the table. "I know you hate me. I hate me too." I didn't say anything, just waited. She kept going, how he left her 2 years ago, how she's scraping by, how the baby's fine, but it took everything from you. I'd undo it if I could. I listened, sipping my coffee. Part of me wanted to scream, to list every way she'd cut me open. But another part saw her, not the sister who betrayed me, but a person, drowning in her own mistakes. Did I forgive her? Not exactly. "I hear you," I said finally, voice steady, "but we're not sisters anymore, not like before." I left cash for the bill and walked out. No hugs, no promises, just a line drawn. Mom called next, leaving voicemails I didn't answer for days. When I finally called back, her voice was soft, defeated. "We're moving," she said. "Apartment across town. It's small, but we'll manage." She paused, then added, "We didn't mean to lose you." I stared at my ceiling, phone pressed to my ear. Didn't mean to? They'd done it anyway. "I hope you're okay," I said, and meant it, but I didn't say more. Some doors don't reopen. Dad didn't call. I didn't expect him to. He'd always been better with silence than words. I pictured them packing, boxes stacked, memories shoved into trash bags. Did they talk about me? Blame me? I'd never know, and maybe that was okay. I'd spent 5 years chasing their approval, their love. Now I was done chasing. The house sat there, empty, a weight I didn't want. I could have sold it, made a quick buck. Listings online showed decent offers. Enough to pad my savings, maybe take a trip, but every time I thought about it, I saw Mom's kitchen. Her wedding. My old bedroom. It wasn't home anymore. It was a ghost. So I did something else. I called a women's shelter I'd written about for a story. They helped families, moms with kids, people starting over. I knew what that felt like. "I've got a house," I told the director. "It's yours, no strings." She asked if I was sure. "Most people don't give away property for free." "I'm sure," I said. "Someone else needs it more." A lawyer handled the paperwork, quick and quiet. By the end of the month, the deed was theirs. I didn't tell my family. They didn't need to know. Handing over the keys was strange. I stood on the porch one last time, wind chilly against my face. I'd thought taking the house would make me feel big, powerful. It hadn't. Giving it away did. Not because I'm some saint, God no, because I was letting go. Of them, of the hurt, of the girl who begged to be seen. I didn't need their validation anymore. I was enough. Life moved on. I'd been emailing this guy, a teacher, kind eyes, bad puns. We'd met at a friend's game night, bonded over losing at charades. He asked me out, and I said yes. First date was tacos, second was a hike. It wasn't love, not yet, but it was easy, honest. I liked that. I kept writing too, pitched a book about family betrayal, all the messy stuff. An agent nibbled. It felt like a spark, like maybe I could tell my story and help someone else feel less alone. Thought about them sometimes. Mom in her new kitchen, Dad with his paper, her raising a kid on her own. Were they okay? Probably. Were they sorry? Maybe. It didn't matter as much as it used to. I'd spent years thinking family was everything, the glue that held you together. Now I knew better. Family's who lifts you up, not who pulls you down. I walked away from that house, sun hitting my face. For once, I didn't look back. I wasn't fixed, not completely. Scars don't vanish. But I was free. free to mess up, to try again, to build something real. And that was enough. If this hit close to home, hit subscribe, drop a comment, and let's talk. I'm here, and I listen.